Hello all, it's Sharon. In today's video I want to share our winter homeschool activities with you all, and they're kind of also could be used as busy bags because I chose to put our activities in a lot of pouches this time around, so you could take these items on the go. But yeah, I just want to share the items with you all. A lot of the items came from dollar stores, Amazon, or on Temu. So this first little item here is an activity book. It's the Dover Little Winter Fun Activity Book. And this was on Amazon. And right now I've only marked off little pages like the dots to dots and like finding things, stuff like mazes, spot the difference with the blue little paper clips for like some math activities. And then later on you can go back and do the language activities. And then in here also for math, I'll open up and show you, but I have his multiplication cards, a dice, and like little glass stones from like the dollar stores, little ice cubes, and little snowflakes from like Dollarama, so he can practice his multiplication skills. The multiplication cards came from Dollarama, and then same with all these items. You can even get these little ice cubes at Dollarama right now in the craft section. They also come in colorful version. But yeah, so it all looks like ice and snow. And there's the dice, so he can pull a card, and if he needs help, he could use these as counters. And then I got this little kitchen scale on Temu, and then I made two other pouches. There's a pencil and a notepad in this one, but these are different Arctic animals, and then there's also penguins in here, so he can weigh them and maybe record the different weights between, like, there's a couple of different penguins in there, and then there's a couple of different polar bears, so you can see the weight difference between them. And then here there's some of the vehicles I pulled out of his toy bins that are kind of like winter vehicles, so I'll show you what they look like. And then, like I said, he can just weigh them and see the difference. So it's kind of a science and math activity. So yeah, all different penguins and all different Arctic animals. And then these are like the vehicles. This one has like skis on the bottom, that's why I included that one. We have this little sled here, and then the Zamboni. And then this little vehicle, Nate often calls it a snowplow because it kind of looks like one. But yeah, he could use a scale and weigh the different items and compare them. So I bought this Winter Words Bingo on Temu, and it turned out that all the cards were exactly the same. So regardless if we were playing it, each player would always win because they're exactly the same. And there was no collar cards, so I did cut two sets of these. One we could use as color cards, and they can just find items on here as like a visual game. But I cut up two sets of these cards, and then I thought Nate could use them as a memory game instead and do it that way. But yeah, so that'll be a fun little thinking skills activity. Then from Amazon we got this Frozen Where's Olaf book. This book is really great. You have to find Olaf and find other items throughout the pages, and it's kind of tricky to find where Olaf actually is. Well, this one is pretty easy on this page. But yeah, they're really nice pictures, winter scenes. So yeah, another great little book for Nate to look and, you know, scan and try to find the items. And then I have some puzzles, also great for that critical thinking. So this one is actually a snowman greeting card that I just cut up in different shapes, so Nate can put it back together, and if he wants he can glue it maybe on a piece of cardstock after he puts it together. And then this puzzle I got from Amazon. It's got the Arctic animals. It does have penguins with the polar bear. I kind of just taped the paper. This was at the back, but Nate could put this paper on the side and build the puzzle outside of the frame, and then he could build it back in the frame. But when I worked at the daycare, I would often tape the picture of the puzzle to the bottom of the puzzle. That way the younger children could figure out where the pieces went. That's just a little tip to help them out. But yeah, I'm just going to keep this paper. I might just tape it on the back for when Nate actually does this, but I want to keep it together for now. So I put all the pieces to that puzzle in this little pouch. And then I also have this little polar bear puzzle that came in a set of 4 from Temu. So an extra little puzzle for him to do. And then a little game for him to play, which is also a great thinking little game because you got to make sure you knock out the right pieces so the little penguin doesn't fall down, is Don't Break the Ice. So I think this one was called Save the Penguin. At Dollarama right now, my mom actually bought him the larger version of this. It was $5 at Dollarama, but I got this little small one on Temu. So yeah, perfect for this little pouch. So he can play this game on his own, or we could play it together. And then he could also do activities like trying to stack the little ice pieces up together and play it that way as well. And as a fun little building activity, STEM activity, he can put together these magnet tiles that make this little scene, and it comes with a little snowman character as well. There's 26 pieces, also from Temu, and he loves his magnets, and he can get very creative with them. He can pull other magnets that he already has in his bins and make whatever he would like. So yeah, great little building item. And I'm actually going to check on Temu for other sets because I love the fact that this one came in its own little metal case, which I could take these magnets out and add our own magnets, but I love that it came in this case and, you know, perfect for on-the-go travel. And then some language activities, just some extra little books for him to look at. These are the guided science readers from Scholastics. These are just the winter theme ones. There's really nice pictures in these and just a few words on each page. So it's winter, and then what is cold. And then who is hiding in the snow. Super cute images. And then this last one, polar bears are wild. Yeah, so yeah, just fun little books for him to look at. And then another language activity were these cards from Temu, and these were mainly Christmas themed, but I did take some of them that were more winter themed. I cut off the bottom part and put the words in the bag, and then so it needs to look at the picture and then match them up. So I just pulled the snowman, snowflake, snow globe, and then the sleigh, mittens, penguin, and the polar bear one. And then for younger children, you can also just provide them the picture and then give them little objects to match. You can do it that way as well. Or you can keep the card together and then make your own little cards and just get them to visually match the words together. You can do it that way as well. But yeah, great little set. And I hope I can find more items like this for different subjects on Temu, because I think it's a great idea for just a fun little language activity. And then these next two items, I believe both books were purchased on Amazon. I recently got this writing paper one. So basically it is paper with a blank space at the top, so children can write words and then draw pictures. And then we have this French to English dictionary, which I thought would be great for Nate to maybe draw some of the items. And then I was thinking maybe I would write the word in English and then he would look it up and then write the word in French. Or I could write both English and French and then mix them up and get him to match them with like drawing a line. We have this page here with the winter sports, and then there's also a page with the I lost the paper clip. Here we go. And these are the animals that live in the Arctic. So yeah, just to learn some French words, and then I think you'll have fun drawing the little pictures. And then this was an excellent set on Temu. It's a set with Arctic animals and penguins. So there's extra pieces in the little bag. It comes with the little pouch as well. And I was kind of wondering why there was Velcro dots on here, because I thought it was felt. I didn't even notice that the board itself already has the Velcro dots on it. I kind of missed that when I first did the original video. But Nate's already been having a lot of fun with this, adding different animals, telling all different funny stories about what they're doing. So this is a great little language. It's fun for him to, you know, just chill out and tell me a story instead of me always reading everything. So yeah, it's really fun little activity. And again, this is a perfect one to take on the go. So this next little pouch could be considered a practical life activity because it's early sewing skills, or it could be for fine motor. So these are lacing boards that also came from Temu. It was a set. There was ones that were Christmas themed that we did back in December. These ones are more like there's a penguin and a polar bear and then some other winter items. I'll show you what they look like. And these are really nice cardstock, and the images on both sides. So we have the snowflake, the snow globe with the snowman, the mitten, the penguin, and then the polar bear. Yeah, so super cute, and again, great for that early sewing skills and fine motor. And for younger kids, if they can't do it with the actual laces because it's kind of flimsy. In the past, I've done it even with Nate, and at the daycare, is provided the child with pipe cleaners instead because it's much easier for them to bend them and get them through the holes. And then in this next little pouch was another set on Temu, and this one makes little snow characters, snowman, and I thought Nate would have a lot of fun. So it does come with the 3 little clays. There was this cute little top hat. I kind of separated the pieces out, kind of to organize them as well, but this has the scarves and all the arm pieces, and then more hats, and all the little buttons and noses. So yeah, I think Nate will have a lot of fun making little snow people. I'll put up on the screen somewhere, but Nate's already done some art activities. He painted a snowman, and he also, when he painted his base for his small world plate, he dipped one of the wooden snowflakes in white paint, and then he had a paper plate with some mixed paint, and he dipped another snowflake in that one just to paint the snowflakes. He wanted to dip them instead of actually painting them, which I thought was pretty cool. And then he did some other art projects already. So he did these scratch snowflakes. These were found on Temu in a set. So yeah, he just designed a couple different ones so far. I also have a bag with a couple of extra ones for him to do. And this set was really great because it came with all the snowflakes, little scratchers, and ribbon to hang them up. And then he also colored in this train that has a plow at the front. So yeah, just some fun little art activities. And then he used his pattern scissors, or I guess they're called pinking shears, to cut around this, and then he glued it to a cardstock. So yeah, fun little art projects. And then he still hasn't done this one yet. We've been doing arts on Wednesdays, so got plenty of time to do lots of art projects. So in this bag is just simple. It's just a bunch of coffee filters, which I got at Dollarama, and a pair of scissors, and he can design his own snowflakes, so that's the plan for that one. He could also use blue bingo dabber if he would like to decorate them, and then spray with water, and that will give them a cool effect. So you could do it that way too. And then I have this little drawing book from Temu. I gave this to Nate for Christmas, and I already kind of marked off some of the stuff. So we like have a sled there, and there's like a penguin here. So I thought he could have fun learning how to draw different items. But this book is really great overall. So yeah, I think I'll have fun. And then I can use this for a lot of different themes as well. So I have this little Minecraft drawing pad here. I also included a couple sets of stickers here. So you can, draw pictures and add stickers. And then also, not really for drawing, but also just learning what the animals actually look like. I pulled out our 1000 Animals book, and this is an Osborne book, and this book is great because it has pictures from animals from all over the world, and then they happen to have a section with the Arctic animals and Antarctica animals. So yeah, so he'll get more of, these are cartoony, but at least he'll have a better vision of what the animals look like. Plus we also have that bag that's for the weighing of animals, so he could use the little plastic figurines and like match them to this book as well. And then he also, for language, he could learn different names of different animals that he maybe never seen before or heard of before. So yeah, great little book. I love this book. It has, like I said, animals from like everywhere, and I like the way they broke it into different sections too. So if you're just doing snakes, you can learn about snakes. If you're learning about sea life, like, this book is absolutely fantastic. So now I'm just going to take you over to the new Temu kind of shelf thing, and I kind of separated it into sections. So I'm going to organize all these items onto that shelf, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we have this really cute shelf thing from Temu, which it's a little small for these activities, especially the larger or when we have lots of activities. I did separate them by categories. And so we have like the science and math up here, and like sensory motor skills here. And then down here is like social studies and language. I did put the Osborne book at the very bottom of the shelf. But yeah, we just have all the language activities in here. And then all the art. And then the lacing boards are in there as well. And the little dough kit. And then up here is where it kind of was a lot. But these are all the science activities and the math things. So I might, what I do, because we're going to be keeping these activities probably until mid-March. So I might probably will leave some of them out and then maybe swap them like every other week or something. That way it doesn't look so full or color like cluttered. But thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope I gave you some ideas for some winter activities. And I will talk to you in my next one. Again, thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now.